Pay very close attention to this video because this is the only video you need to land a high-level job, right? If that's what you're seeking in corporate America. But first, hey, if you don't know me, my name is Tim Madden. I'm the CEO of Executive Career Upgrades. We've helped thousands of directors, VPs, and executives get the job, keep the job, and be successful at the job. So, hey, I know a couple things about this. All I'm gonna share in this video is exactly the steps I took to land a role at the largest Fortune 500 company that does recruiting and staffing, because that was my jam, right? Back before I had a recruitment company, a software company, right? I was in staffing as I got out of the military. It's kind of funny because even if you don't know what the hell you're doing right now, that's exactly what I was about 15 years ago. So after I retired from the service, I got out, I had problems finding a job. I'll save that for another story, right? So just like you, right, I had a good degree. I had, achievements. I was Soldier of the Year, one of the top recruiters in the nation for the Army, right? Successful track record, but I couldn't find a job. Again, stay tuned. Maybe I'll post that. Let me know in the comments. Hey, if you want to hear that story one day, I will share it. But let's fast forward to, hey, I'm out of the military. I do my first corporate gig. I'm a director of operations for a mid-sized staffing organization. We place so many people throughout Indiana, right? And then I said, hey, I want to level up, right? I just want more out of life, right? I was on the operations side and I really wanted to get into sales because let's be honest, if you want to get paid big money, there's really only two routes, right? Number one, you got to own a business, or number two, you got to be in sales. Sales is the only position where you can actually make more than a CEO. As long as you're good at it, stay committed to learning and developing it, right? So I was like, hey, I want to not only be in sales so I can control my income and make as much as the top CEOs in America, but number two, it was just something I was passionate about. So here is exactly what I did to land that job, okay? I already had the hardest part figured out, the clarity part, right? I knew, hey, what I wanted to do, I wanted to be in sales. I didn't want to be in sales leadership. I wanted to sell, right? I wanted to control my income, and I wanted my income to be based on my production, etc. And then number two, I wanted to work for one of the largest companies in the world. The reason I wanted to do that is because, hey, large companies have stuff figured out, ladies and gentlemen. They have point systems, they have trackers, they have guides, they have phenomenal, typically training programs, right? So I was like, hey, if I'm gonna do this, I wanna do it for a $30 billion company that has a good name behind them, right? So these are the steps I took. Number one, I was clear on my target. I wanted to work for a Fortune 500 recruiting company, and there was 3 of them I targeted. This is crazy because landing new roles takes people like so damn long, and I'm so confused about it because all of my jobs, that I've targeted very specifically have actually came pretty quick. This was about a 30-day process. So what I did was I identified, number one, I was clear on my target, who I was targeting. So I was targeting Fortune 500 recruitment companies. Okay, so I got the target. Number one, I'm assuming, hey, if you're watching this, you probably already have a halfway decent resume in LinkedIn. So as long as it lists a couple of your accomplishments throughout the year, hey, it's good enough. What I did and what I teach people to do inside the Executive Career Upgrades recruitment program, we use automated tools now, man. Back in the day, it was all manual, right? So I reached out to 3 decision makers at 3 different Fortune 500 companies, and I reached out to my man, Grant Cardone, if you follow him. So 15 years ago, I reached out to Grant Cardone. Here is the messages that I've sent to the 3 Fortune 500 companies on LinkedIn and to Grant Cardone. By the way, they didn't have any open positions. I didn't even see if they had open positions. I basically said at that time I lived in Indiana. My brother Casey was moving down to Fort Lauderdale, and then I came down to Fort Lauderdale, Miami area, and I was like, what am I doing living in Indiana? Hey, new rule, we're moving to Miami, Fort Lauderdale, right? And I'm going to decide where I want to work, right? Yeah, had that confidence, baby. Hey, just like the Bible says, right? One of my favorite quotes, man, be bold and mighty forces will come to your aid. So I looked up the Fortune 500 companies and I said, hey, who's the area VP overseeing this? I hit him up in LinkedIn. I said, hey, I don't remember what the message actually said. Actually, I'm going to share it with you. I'm going to share it with you right now. Man, we about to go way back. Now, again, this was 15 years ago, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, I use my military, you gotta use what you have, man, right? I don't know what it is for you. I don't know what your pitch is, but I leaned on my military experience because I had just got out a couple years ago. And I said, hey, I don't know if you have a position open, but if not, you should, because I am a top tier talent who just transitioned out of the military. I do whatever it takes to accomplish the mission, no matter what it is. I'm a highly decorated combat veteran, previous Soldier of the Year, an honor graduate several times through my military career, and I was one of the top recruiters in my region. My areas of expertise are sales and negotiation. I'm relocating to Florida next month. If you have the need for a top performer who's passionate about motivating and maximizing business growth, please contact me. Looking back, man, I would probably dissect that and change it, but this is what I used 15 years ago, and it worked. Ladies and gentlemen, it worked. Grant Cardone specifically, after I sent that, said, great. Hey, we love hiring veterans. Please reach out to my VP, did an interview. Also, to the Fortune 500 companies, it was something similar, right? Like, I'll bring in deals, I'm a top performer. You gotta talk good about yourself, ladies and gentlemen, right? So that is the first step. I was clear. I had a halfway decent resume in LinkedIn. Yeah, you can get that from pretty much anywhere. But I reached out directly to people that are in hiring positions and said, hey, I am the real deal. I can add value. Let's connect. Can you believe 4 reach outs, 4 interviews? So I assure a lot of people I meet with come to me and they're like, Tim, I already reached out to people on LinkedIn, man. No one messages me back. Hey, then your pitch sucks. I'm sorry, right? It's either your pitch or your profile. One of them are subpar, okay? Because here's the reality, right? Have you ever said this to yourself? Man, I can't find any good people. I can't find any good people. Hey, be the good person who's reaching out to others, right? So then what I did is I went on those 3 positions. I interviewed a Grant Cardone. I decided, hey, my expertise, right, would be best served in staffing and recruiting. So I worked at the largest Fortune 500 company. So what happened was those 3 interviews for the Fortune 500, I flew down to Miami. I said, I'm going to be there for a week. Bing, bing, bing. Got 2 offers, accepted 1, and started. Now, I have many videos on my channel about interview prep, what to do, how to follow up, how to talk about money. But I just want to share with you the number one thing I see with people is they're not getting in front of people that can actually hire them. They just wait, man. They just sit back and wait, applying for these jobs online. If you're a director, VP, or an executive, how many people have applied to those jobs? 500 to 800, sometimes thousands? Man, you can have the best resume in the world. It doesn't matter. You have to get in front of people that can hire you, and you have to show them your value on the front end. I really hope this helps, because when I first got out of the military, man, I struggled. Like I said, not gonna go too much into the stories, but I was unemployed for 9 months because I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I didn't have a process. I wasn't clear on what I was targeting. I didn't have a brand. I was scared to reach out to people. I didn't want to talk too good about myself, right? I was scared on interviews because I didn't have a process. And I definitely, man, I wasn't even worried about money. I just wanted a damn job or opportunity, just like, shit, give me a shot. Put me in the mailroom. You have to start getting comfortable being uncomfortable. And if you think it's not going to be uncomfortable going after these positions, you're mistaken. I have worked with many top-level CEOs. How do we get them other opportunities? Direct outreach, reaching out to the CTO of Twilio, reaching out to the CEO of Twitch. Hey, these people will answer their DMs, right? So when we work with those top-level CEOs and they're like, oh, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do this, man, how are people going to find you? No one is going to come to your house and make all your dreams come true, right? In this world, you shoot what you kill. That's just the way the world works, man. I wish there was all these free handouts because you're great at what you do. That stuff it's just not even a reality. So if you're looking for a high-level job, your dream job, number one, you got to clarify what that dream job is. And number two, you have to get a hold of those people. So go on LinkedIn. Who's going to hire you at these different companies, right? Get a hold of them. It's not that hard. You just have to follow the steps that I did. That's why I wanted to make this video, because my mentor always says, hey, don't be stingy, right? If you've ever had to overcome something in your life that was difficult, you should share exactly how you did it. That's exactly how I did it before I started all these companies. It was one of the fastest growing veteran-owned company on the Inc. 5000 list 2 times in a row. Hey, I've used these exact strategies of getting a hold of people that can hire me, right? And giving them my little pitch and saying, hey, give me 5 minutes of your time. So, hey, as always, if you're looking to level up now, we transition to 2025. Stay tuned in this channel because I'm gonna load you up of how to get your goals right, how to get clarity, and how to convert those interviews into offers. And I'll talk to you soon.